Boom, we got it. All right, welcome to the first time we started the stream. There have been no technical problems at all. I'm Arthur Perkins, this is APGamingREAL. Now, it should be noted, of course, I have a new computer this week. And this is the first real stream I've done with it so far, so there we are. That's where I'm at. I have this whole little spiel that there'll probably be several technical issues throughout the stream. Feels like it's unnecessary to say now. There will be technical issues, please hold with me. By next week, everything should be perfectly fixed. So, other than that, let's do some introductions. Atomic, how have you been since Wednesday when you know, killed a bunch of stuff?
They killed a bunch of stuff. Yeah, our Helm's Deep fiasco.
I mean, you were real worried about the Hydra, man. You're like, we can't defeat it! We must flee in terror!
I didn't say that. I just said the action economy is going to work against us pretty hard.
Well, just because you ate 5 attacks, and then I had to be like, oh no.
Yeah, 5 reaction attacks.
I know. It was so painful for me.
Oh yeah, I bet. So painful. I've been playing some Elite Dangerous. I messed my back up even more somehow. I have no idea how. And it's pretty much it. That's all I've been doing, really.
Okay. James, how have you been?
Not too bad, actually. I had an unexpected windfall this week, which is in fierce juxtaposition to last week when I had to spend several $1,000s on fixing sewage. But annoyingly, I could have actually made it to Gen Con now with the extra money, but instead I did the only responsible thing I could do, and I went and spent it on war games and Legos.
Yep. Yeah, that does sound responsible to me.
This was the wise decision.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a homebody this week, really. Only went to work one day, spent the rest of the 4 days working from home, and that's pretty good. Got a lot of stuff done when I don't have to go to the office. So yeah, good week. Caught some of your streams too, Arthur.
What a mistake. You should have had better things to do with your time. Oh.
It's good background audio when working.
You know what? A lot of people say that. And I want to thank everybody that watches the show, of course. I mean, I feel like I never do that enough, but there are so many people that watch this while they're at work. They're like, yeah, I can't wait until lunch comes around, then I start, and then I get in the zone while I'm programming or something like that, or filing paperwork. I know where you're coming from, guys. I know where you're coming from. I wish I had a better quality stuff to give to you. Unfortunately, I'm only at my level.
Well, the other thing I do when I sometimes do podcasts, sometimes do these sort of shows, but I also listen to audiobooks, and I've been working my way through the Horus Heresy series via the Black Library app, and I'm currently on The First Heretic by Aaron Dembski Bowden, which is about book 15 or 16, I think. But
it's pretty early on.
Yeah, it's definitely the best one I've read so far. I think I really actually enjoy it because it's got a lot of stuff that it's a book of revelations. A lot of things that I knew about in the setting are tied together in ways that I hadn't previously anticipated. So it's a good book, actually. I'm really enjoying this one. I listen to it in the car, and when I get to where I'm going, I sort of go, shit, now I've got to get out and stop listening to the book so I can go and do what I'm here for. But I do rate The First Heretic.
I think I have most of mine on Audible, just because it's just easier. Plus, they'll do it like at the beginning of the summer. They did a thing where you could get like a year's worth of credits for like half price. And so I was like, so I just spent it all on Warhammer books.
Yeah.
I know the other thing I did this week, Arthur, is a bit like you. I did some PC building, but I did it virtually because I got PC Building Simulator from Steam.
I've been watching that on Discord. Yeah.
It is horribly addictive. It's like work, but I find it quite therapeutic.
I have to tell you, so this is the first computer I've ever bought that didn't have spare SATA cables. So I had to order a SATA cable. It's also got one less USB slot. So tomorrow arriving SATA cables and a USB 3.0 hub so that I can get my joystick plugged in. But then I'll have my backup drive with all my stuff in it, and I'll be good. I'll be 100%. I'll be back where I need to be. Oh man, I opened this thing up and I was like, where are the cables? Just start ripping things apart. Got tons of graphics card cables, got tons of internal cables, no SATA.
Did you remember thermal paste? That's the one thing that this game has taught me is never get thermal paste.
Came all good. Came all good. You got anything else, James?
No, that's it for me.
Pondo, it's my understanding that you're 20 years old now. It was your birthday on Thursday, right?
24.
24. Why was Sid saying you were 20 on Thursday?
I thought it was you that said it was 20.
I didn't say you were 20. Sid
No,
said
it was-
you were
it
20,
was
and I
me and
believed it
Radasaurus.
because he said it.
I'm just glad I'm not the youngest one here.
No, that was me and Radasaurus that were just throwing out the
I'm just
young
glad I'm not twice Pondo's age.
Yeah, when he said he was 20, I was doing math, and I was like, is he young enough that he could be my son? Jesus.
No.
What's it like being 24?
I mean, it feels like being 23.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for
Yes.
25 when my insurance goes down.
No, it's 26 was when you're in
Is it 26? That's
yeah,
unfortunate.
as a male, 26 is,
25, you just don't have to pay as much if you have to rent a car.
yeah, 26 is when
That's right.
you're off your parents' insurance. 26 is when your car insurance goes down a lot. It'll be significant. It will be extremely significant.
I'm waiting for that. That sounds great.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Turned 26 in March. Can confirm.
No, the birthday was nice. I got a little Pop Roadhog here.
That's right. I knew that was coming because Cotton and I discussed gift ideas for you.
Yeah, she told me that she told you.
Yeah.
I have a keyboard. I got a new keyboard that I don't know how to get it to work because I don't know what's the deal. My computer doesn't like extra USB stuff apparently. For some reason, if I have too many things plugged in the USB ports, it just won't boot at all. I don't know what the deal with that is.
That is pretty unusual.
Sounds like either a grounding issue or
I
your
would've
power
said it would
supply
be,
needs to be.
Yeah, it's or one of your buses is
1,200
pushing for.
watts power supply, so I can guarantee you it's not that.
I would have said drivers for the hub, but that's just me.
I don't have a hub. It's all.
That was the thing.
The inside of your
but-
computer is a hub. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that was the thing
I
I
would
hated
open a
about
device
going
manager
from
and just
It's just not an external hub.
Yeah.
going from my old PC to this one was I went from 18 USB ports to like 7. I'm like, fuck. Now I actually have to rotate devices. I fucking hate it.
That's
Yeah.
why I have like a external USB 3.1 hub that gives me
Yeah.
an additional 5 USB 3 ports.
Yeah, if I knew how to mess up with because I did think it was the power issue, so I got another power supply, about like 1,200 watt power supply, which I think was like way too much than I needed.
Oh, that's
Oh yeah, that's overkill.
So it's
You
not a
better be
power
running
issue.
2 Titans, an SLI bridge, and maybe a couple different cores inside your.
Well, it was like it was on sale, so I was like, why not? If it fixes it, that's good. If it doesn't,
Okay.
so it's not that. So I guess it's the grounding issue or whatever with the port hub, which I don't feel like trying to go in there and mess with it because I know I'll probably break something.
You'd be surprised how resilient things are these days.
Yeah, part of the other issues I wouldn't know what to look at to fix the grounding issue or whatever it is.
I got to say too, by the way, both Pondo and Arthur had birthdays this week.
That's true.
And do you think that either of these guys have updated their Steam wish list since like 2014?
I did. I updated my Steam wishlist like 2 weeks
I don't
ago
I
by
don't use the
removing
wish list
90% of it.
anymore.
I was like, I add games not for other people to wishlist on. I add games so that it will give me a signal on Steam. It'll say this thing on your wishlist, and I was like, I don't give a shit about half of these games. Quantum Break? Who gives a fuck about Quantum Break? It was supposed to be the savior, and it turns out it was just some bargain bin bullshit.
I actually enjoyed Quantum Break.
Okay. Well, you know what, Sid? I see it. I like the idea of it. The reviews have not been at the level that I want.
No, it wasn't. It was definitely if I were to give it a new number out of 10, it'd be like 5.5. But
Oh, that's right. You don't review on the IGN scale. I was
I
thinking
don't review-
5.5
yeah, I
sounds
don't
pretty
review on the
low.
IGN
I have to
scale.
tell you, 5.5 still sounds very low to begin with.
just a tiniest smidge above perfectly mediocre.
Where do you put Stardew Valley? That's the real question.
I don't
Everyone
know.
knows that you
I
can't
don't.
rate a man's scale unless you know where he stands. in
I
Stardew
don't
Valley.
really enjoy those type of games, so I can't
Oh.
necessarily rate
Yeah, same way.
properly.
Hmm.
I can't enjoy them either. I just
I can tell you for what. Okay, if you really want to give me my opinion on Stardew Valley, given everything that you can do with it, the actual depth that they put with the NPC characters and the interactions you can have with them, I would definitely give it a solid 7 or 8.
Ooh.
It'd probably
that.
be higher if
it.
I enjoyed that style of game, but I don't.
That was one guy making it over 5 years and became a millionaire overnight. That's some shit.
That was impressive.
Yeah,
it
he
really
put in
was.
work.
People enjoy not Stardew Valley, but Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why when they announced the new Harvest Moon game, people lost their fucking minds for like a whole week.
Well, the last one came out on what, GameCube?
Yeah.
No,
but they've announced a new one, haven't they?
Well, yeah, but I mean, the last one that actually came. I don't know. My sister used to.
No,
play those
like
type of games.
3DS.
There must have been one.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
there
I
has
don't-
to have been
I don't-
one on the DS.
3DS and like maybe Wii U.
I
The
don't
most,
know.
what I think the most popular one is probably Stardew Valley, A Wonderful Life.
Is that like a mod?
No, that's is it Wonderful Life? I believe it's Wonderful Life. It's one of those on GameCube. It's one
You
I
mean
actually
Harvest
played.
Moon, A Wonderful Life? Because you said Stardew Valley.
No, it's I changed it to Harvest Moon, Wonderful Life, not Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is my mistake.
Yep, I'm there.
That was
now.
really good. I actually played a lot of it and got really stressed out because I had to do everything. And I forced my character not to eat as much, only twigs. Sole diet of twigs.
Interesting.
So that way I could save the stuff that was valuable and sell it.
Okay.
And I actually did look at my wish list, and yeah, I haven't updated it since June of 2014. I did add Baldur's Gate 3 to watch for.
Yeah, it's pre-ordered though. Not much good for a gift, especially in the week I got to win for.
Oh, got anything else going on, Pondo?
No. No, not at the moment, unfortunately. I think the other day is I did actually, we were just talking about like Premiere and Adobe and whatnot. I actually did unsubscribe to that because I didn't end up using it. I don't even think I had the special Adobe Acrobat or whatever it was. I probably did, but I don't know. But that's it.
Okay. Sid, what do you got? I haven't seen you getting many fights recently. Just some guy calling you out directly or something.
Oh yeah, that games journo that tried to come at me behind a block on Twitter, and so
Oh yeah, I'm blocked. I'm blocked immediately too. I was like, oh okay, oh, whatever.
So I spent the last minute of my most recent Epic Games video just dunking on his ass hard.
It wasn't like everything he said just 100% wrong.
Just yeah, it was. No, it's been interesting. Tim Sweeney actually DM'd me again yesterday. Said that they are going to set things up to require email verification, so all this fat fingering bullshit with the Epic Games Store will disappear. So
Yeah.
Epic Games is listening to little old me, which is frightening because I'm not exactly the most intelligent person on the planet. And if I'm coming up with ideas that they somehow didn't think of with their storefront,
Well,
that's scary.
to be fair,
That is scary.
judging by their release priorities for their store, considering the shopping
Oh, yeah.
cart is still like at the end of that, it's like
Greater
no,
than
you were
6
probably qualified than most of them, at least when it comes to coming up with ideas. Because
That's even more scary though.
Jesus Christ, like basic stuff at the end, stuff that is just going to make whatever. It's like, oh, and it'll be good for the consumer. Just fucking jump off a cliff. I just can't even. No, that's not how that works.
Yeah. I have to hand it to him though. At least he was listening, and at least they're making these changes, which is fat lot of chance getting Gabe Newell to respond to somebody like that. So credit where credit's due. He at least gets partial credit for listening and making the changes that I recommended, because they're easy to do and they help everybody. But
It's things that should have been done beforehand. Like that's one of the biggest things. Is like people are like, oh well, it's a new thing. It's like they've had how many years of seeing what has worked and failed, and how much money. And it's like,
You disappoint me, Sid.
I don't take a golf cart to a drag race. Like, come on, bring the proper equipment. That's exactly what they're doing.
There are no points for partial credits, Maggot.
Rest in peace.
The other thing, Sid, is being an influencer. It's like being a politician. It's all about charisma. Intelligence isn't a required statistic.
Yeah,
That's true.
That hurts
That's
me
very true.
really badly. That actually, deep inside, hurts me really badly.
the truth hurts sometimes.
I know, it does.
I acknowledge that I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but you know.
But to quote Idiocracy, welcome to Costco. I love you.
No, it's been an all right week. I managed to get a decent amount of videos out this week. I'm gaining subscribers again for the first time in forever.
I was gonna say, what's that like?
And it feels pretty damn good, let me tell you. And I sat down on the couch last night. I was like, I'm going to watch an episode of Deep Space Nine, and then I'll talk about Google Stadia. And then the next thing I know, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just sitting there going, what happened? So I actually got sleep for the first time this week, too, which was also a good feeling.
For the first time in forever.
What is sleep? This is a foreign concept.
I don't know. It's this thing where I just lost consciousness, and it felt like no time passed. And then I was alert again.
I have a standby mode that I go on for about 2 hours a day. That's about it.
I just realized I forgot to tweet about this show or post it anywhere. Sometimes things fall through the cracks. It's fine. We got plenty of people here ready to watch us and or mock us. Probably mock us.
Which, I just had I did get my Google Stadia video out like 15 minutes before we jumped into the call.
It's it could have been so much better than it was.
Stadia?
It could have been amazing.
It's like, I don't know how, but Google managed to take the concept of everything anti-consumer about consoles and make it more anti-consumer. It's actually fascinating to see just how lacking in self-awareness they are when it comes to stuff like this.
Maybe.
Like, what happens if we lose access to Google Stadia? Will we be able to download our games? The cloud is amazing. You're going to love the cloud. I remember when I bought CDs. Now I can't even find a CD player. The cloud is great.
I think part of the problem now is that all these companies have pushed consumers as far as they can to sort of see where they'll push back. And now they are pushing back. But the problem is all these products have like a 3-year development cycle. So everything that was in the pipeline for the next 2 to 3 years is all about that same level of pushing the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's like I've seen a lot of cloud gaming options on offer and what's development and everything, and Stadia is just like the worst one. It really is.
Which is hilarious because they've had the most resources and probably the best tech to do it, and they just half-ass it.
Oh, it's got some great inclusions on tech and on offer. Like, yeah, you're watching a let's play of a video game. Like, that's a fun game. I feel like playing that game right now. You can click play now in YouTube, and it takes you to the game. And it's like that's kind of interesting for your average ultra consumer. But the simple fact that if you lose access to Stadia, you also lose access to all of your games.
That's not good.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It'd be better if they allowed you to buy your games on like Steam and GOG and God forbid Epic. But at least, if you lose your Stadia subscription or something like that, you still have your games. But no, they won't do that. They take the concept of your games are tied to the console to be your games are tied to Stadia. So if you lose Stadia, you lose your console, which means you lose access to all your games, even though you bought those games at full price.
See, there's actually a thing called, I think, Shadow Play or something like that.
Yeah, NVIDIA.
It's something similar to
NVIDIA
Stadia that's actually sounds like 100 times better than what Stadia
It
is.
hasn't worked out too well, but it was a good idea.
I mean, at least you could use your game, so
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a grand step forward.
Well, we could talk about Stadia for 4 hours, or we could get back to killing heretics.
The fuck was this attitude Wednesday?
I'm trying to keep the intro short on this show. I want to establish the process of niceness. So Let me just say, for anybody that skipped intros on YouTube or who's joined us during the introduction here, last week, I think things went very poorly for me. I obviously set up a scenario against myself. I didn't anticipate how bad it would be, and then my rolls were garbage. I really, really wanted that first charge, though. Like, that, it would have been great. It would have been useful for about 10 seconds. But in the future, I'm going to be working at balancing encounters better. By that, I don't mean making it so I have an overwhelming chance to win. I mean making it so I don't have an overwhelming chance to lose. That was very bad. But anyway, rather than do the fight tonight with the Stomper, we're going to have our army face the Stomper behind the scenes as we jump back into the hunt for the war boss. I was about to say war chief, but didn't get World of Warcrafted.
I'm such an idiot. I just opened up Roll20. Like, I'm just so used to it. It's just,
Let me see here. I'm gonna deal some cards out. Is this Pondo over here?
I'm yellow.
Yep, Lycus Santoro. Okay.
Oh, I thought that was.
Yep. You. Sid, here's one for you. Yep. And over there for Atomic. Figure out what you guys got at the top. So everybody starts with 2 Wrath, no Glory. I get 4 Ruin, and each of you gets one of these beautiful ass cards.
Oh, nice.
What do you have?
I'll go first. I've got Planetary Instability. No character, friend or foe, can gain benefit from cover for the rest of this scene.
Oh, snap. That's actually terrible for me. Atomic?
I have A Nation Know No Fear. Make a brief but inspiring statement. All protagonists gain plus 2 dice to resolve tests until the end of the scene. Add 1 glory.
Oh, snapperoonie. Pondo, what do you got?
I have Perfidious Eldar. Play to add +2 to any 1 skill for the rest of the scene. Add 1 ruin to the GM's total.
You're so perfidious. Sid, no one can see your card because it's in your hand.
I've got Enemies Without. We's gonna stop the universe flat and kill any freak that fights back. We're the orcs and we's made to fight and win.
Orcs, 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 orcs.
A group of enemies appears from concealment and attacks the protagonists. All protagonists gain 1 wrath.
Really hope you don't play that, because what a terrible choice to just force the GM to be like, okay, random combat, I guess, because you just made it happen. You get 1 wrath out of it? That's not even that good. 1 glory would have been better.
I think the key about that is to force you to reveal the ones you have in hiding.
Uh-huh.
I'll tell you what I got in hiding.
Because it says a group of enemies from concealment, so.
I'm about to concealment you, sir.
So I can see the benefit of that mainly.
You realize I'm the GM. I can just make any amount of enemies.
That'd be just cheating.
Control V there, you now have a group
That wouldn't
of
be cheat.
Like,
I'll tell you what cheating is in a minute.
I'm just saying what the card reads. Just
the 4 of you stand victorious, having caused a overwhelming strategic upset for the orcs, moments away from taking out the Imperial Guard's primary defensive platform on Parmakiralite. Instead, you have forced them away with little to no losses, having left only several sisters on the battlefield bleeding. Hundreds of orcs were slaughtered by your hand. The efficiency of your strategic commands has been proven time and again. With the coming of Imperial Guard, Valkyries, and more troop carriers, the time has come for your army to transport itself into direct battle with the Stomper. The Orc Stomper is making its way across the planet in a sort of haphazard beeline, crushing everything that comes near it. Your army will act as a distraction for you to head to where the Stomper came out of and investigate the tunnels underneath the planet that the orcs have dug in a desperate attempt to find the war boss and end this invasion. I know you all said that perhaps you'd like a few minutes to talk with any of your fellow army members on the transport over there, or any preparations you'd like to make strategically, tactically, role-playing wise, as you find yourselves in several particularly dank, humid, warm Imperial Guard transports. They're probably a few dozen years old. Occasionally there's just boots underneath seats. You're being paced, of course, by Eldar, I want to call them hovercraft, but they're really just like hover bikes. And for some reason, both the Astarte scouts and the Eldar Rangers disappeared at the end of the battle for no apparent reason. Assumably, they're going to show up again somewhere around the Stampa. So,
I'd actually like to grab Lycus temporarily.
Okay, yeah. You guys move to the back of your transport.
Lord Acolyte, may I have a moment of your time?
Yes, of course. What do you need?
I have an indulgence I need to ask of you. So she basically points to the front of her armor. Above her sternum is like a blue crystal, just a dull blue crystal.
Right.
We're obviously going into a degree of danger with these greenskins. If the worst happens and I fall in this conflict, or in any future conflict while we're working together, I'd ask that you see this back to my people. They'll know what to do with it.
Of course. You are assumed correct. We are going into deep caverns full of greenskins who excel in close range combat and could probably cleave us all in one shot if we so had the unfortunate timing. But don't worry, I'm sure we'll be all fine.
Truly an inspiration to us all.
And of course, in exchange, if there's something that you need of me, you need only ask. But that's the one favor I would ask.
I will grant your favor if the time has come.
Should I fall in battle, make sure an apothecary finds my body and recovers my gene seed, so I may aid the chapter in my death.
Of course.
Should I fall in battle? I really don't care because I'll be dead.
In the end, it'll be all for the Emperor. To progress his... how should I say it? His idea.
And they shall know no fear. He's gonna take a swig of water from a canteen.
We should figure out some sort of marching order.
I usually prefer to start off with the right foot, followed by the left.
The marching order,
by
not
the right.
Marching order, not how to march. Who would be up front? Who would be in the back? Who would be in the middle? I do not know what all weapons you all possess. I currently have a couple of melee weapons. One with the potential of armor piercing, the other one with some.
Do you have something? Yeah, you have a gun, don't you? Though.
He's got a
I
bolt
do
pistol.
as well.
You got a bolt pistol, right?
Yes. So potentially I could be up front with no sort of hindrance to myself.
I've got a bolt gun and a combat knife, but the bolt gun's two-handed.
The question is to whether or not the scout and I go ahead from concealment to identify a safe passage. Are we trying to clear every orc in this cavern, or are we looking to kill this war boss only?
Ideally, we would want to kill the war boss at the very least, but I have a feeling that there's going to be a whole bunch of orc bodies in our way that we must dispose of. Plus, it wouldn't hurt to clean this planet of this plague. The fungus, so to speak.
If I've learned anything about the greenskin, it's that once you kill their biggest and strongest, the next biggest and strongest simply becomes the one in charge.
Acolyte, have you ever fought orcs in direct combat?
Yes, actually, I've fought a captain before. He just pulls out a old banner of a orc captain.
Antipho, how about you?
What was the question?
Have you ever fought orcs in direct combat?
Not really, no. I imagine, you shoot them in the head, they probably die. Tends to be the general way.
They're strong, but fast. Do not underestimate them.
So
shoot them
in the head a lot.
and then shoot them again. They're quite effective for a bunch of angry mushrooms.
Oh, you're serious?
Yes, Orcoid's a fungus. Just deadpan, just looking at him across transport. Like, they're actually fungus.
Looking at him like he's not sure if he should be taking you as a joke or serious, but just settles on.
What?
Goes back to cleaning his gun.
Well, if you two would like to go ahead and scout out, that'd be good. I can maybe accompany you along. I can be somewhat stealthy, but not maybe as stealthy as the two of you.
Do we have comm beads at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know in our test when we were having to use the ship's comms, just making sure, so we can communicate with each other. Cool.
Just beware if you get caught. Do not be afraid to fall back into a better position.
If we encounter something, I'll give you 3 pings. Like I'll open the mic 3 times on the bead. If you hear the click, then you know, because we won't say anything because that might give us away.
Of course.
Of course, if you hear fire, then well, self-explanatory.
Yes. But again, do not be afraid to fall back into our position if you would. You can get easily overrun by those things, as we saw previously on the battlefield. Any other questions?
Going back to your point, Lord Acolyte, about whether you join us. I mean, a group is as stealthy as its least stealthy member. So
Indeed.
if you're concerned that you don't have the agility to remain hidden, perhaps you should stay back with the Tempesta.
Let's see. Just
As if you believe you all have the awareness to notice any sort of traps that may be lying around, that is one good thing I'm good at. That's one thing
I can try to be silent. I just prefer not to be.
because I have 3 of them, I believe. I'm going to hand Antipho a frag grenade, just so that he has one. Yeah.
It's not even my birthday.
I'm confident you know how to use this. And it's probably an Astartes frag grenade, which is bigger, so you might not be able to huck it very far, but you can at least pull the pin and run like hell. In a cave, well, frag grenades are super effective. Should you need to buy some time. Because I believe I have at least 2, but I think I have 3. It's just not on my...
You start with 3.
Okay, yeah, so I'll give him a frag grenade then. So it's cool. It's on my sheet if you need it. It's just 10 plus 1. Explosive.
Okay.
So if you see the benefit of having someone that's able to spot potential traps, then I should go. Though again, I'm not as stealthy as the 2 of you, perhaps. Close maybe, but not as.
Well, we haven't got there yet.
I mean, if we're done with this conversation, I can answer that question.
Well, I was just as soon as we disembark from the vehicle, he's just gonna start. I mean, even though it's kind of his carapace armor's kind of a dull, he's still just gonna put some dirt and mud and stuff on it. Just anything that might give a glint or anything like that. Just standard scout affair.
Okay.
Any questions? Any complaints? Yes.
None relevant to the current situation.
Hand goes back down.
Antipho? What is your
Oh, nothing relevant to the current situation. No.
okay.
So as you all are talking, at the very front of this transport, a uncomfortable canoness who's just slightly too big to fit in it is giving an inspirational speech to all of the troops, tied in through the local comm beads, through all of the voxes, between all of the transports, about the faith and fury of the Emperor, about the purity of the land, how we will defeat this orcish monstrosity and show once again the power of both the Emperor and the Omnissiah, etc., etc. At this point, your transport begins slowing down, and the driver says, "We're about 1 minute out. Is there anything else you need before we arrive, Acolyte?"
Do we have any extra rocket launchers laying around?
No.
Any extra grenades?
No.
Then that is all that I wish that I had.
I think there's an extra pair of boots underneath one of the seats back there.
Are they spiked boots?
I think they're smelly boots, sir.
And I don't want them.
Quickly tie the strings together. Use it as a Groot.
Right. So he pulls the transport in sideways. It slides through the mud of the Stompus passing that has been tilled greatly. The rest of the transport slow down to allow your transport to catch up. As the ramp comes down, the four of you leap off the back end. The ramp goes back up, and it begins blasting through the mud, rooster-tailing to catch up with the convoy. As you turn to head back in, you notice briefly the captain of the Iron Hands 10th Company turn and give you a salute with his thunderhammer.
I'll give him one back across the chest.
Then he kicks his bike back into overdrive, and the apothecary moves into close position. The four of you stand in front of the enormous hole that the Stompa has made emerging from the ground. Somehow the hole is nowhere near as deep as the Stompa was. Perhaps it's the orcs' engineering or whatever magic warp fuckery they use in order to make their technology, but it is only mere meters deep, and you can see that it does in fact attach to some sort of tunnel network. Approaching the tunnel's entrance, the pungent stench of mildew emanates from the walls. It is warm and wet, and it smells orky.
Well, do you two wish to go in just by yourselves? Would you like me to tag along with you?
I look at the scout expectantly.
It might just be better for us to use decent spacing instead of splitting up. If one of us gets ambushed in here, we're screwed.
And so a group effort to sneak through?
I believe it probably our best bet.
Okay, what kind of spacing are we talking about? Like 5 meters or 50 meters?
Yeah, probably like 5, just enough so if like a trap goes off, it only catches one person. I don't expect the green skins to be that smart, but they might have just dumb luck. I don't know.
Okay. Who is leading this caravan then? But talk to me about the setup.
Well, then if we're all going in together, then I'll stay at the front since I have the more closer range weaponry, and should be able to be the best one to spot the traps if there are any.
I disagree completely. That negates the reasoning for two people going on ahead for the stealthy aspect.
Which that's. What do you mean?
Those two stay between 5 and 10 meters ahead of us. We follow behind them. We try and be as quiet as we can, but they go in stealthy. That way they can ferret out units and the like before we blunder blindly into them or get ambushed by them.
I assume after the passage is as wide as a Stomper is wide at this point?
So this tunnel is only about 2 to 3 meters wide. So you've entered into the bowl depression that the Stomper has made, but these tunnels appear to be maybe perhaps 2 or 3 people wide at any given time. And I should say orcs wide.
Sure. Let's see. James, I think we have the same stealth, right?
You have the same stealth. I think you
Yeah,
have
we
more
do.
awareness than him.
Well, yeah.
You're also the beefier, so
Yeah, I've got carapace armor, even though it's not on my sheet, but yeah, I've got some decent armor. I mean, I can go first, it's no problem.
I've got the benefit of the Camellia Line cloak and my archetype ability.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Let the ranger go first. If she runs into a problem, well, I'm there with a bolt gun. I can close that distance fairly quickly.
very well, then I'll be right behind you, and then Antipho will be right behind me.
Yes, I can perform rear guard.
So a formation looking something like this: 5 meters ahead of the group, you're sticking the ranger. The scout follows behind her, and the rest of you follow shortly behind the scout. Correct?
Yeah. The Scion's at the rear, just in case, because I think you got decent armor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Armor of 4.
Okay, yeah.
I try to stay as close to the wall as possible to use the benefit of the cloak to blend in.
Absolutely. Make
don't
a
scare me.
awareness roll to start out with as you are scouting. At this, your awareness is 5. Not bad.
Oh,
That is 4 successes.
That's correct.
So you do notice that there is a kind of trap that's been set up. It's 3 grenades that have been clustered against a pillar. Like all orc technology, you're not sure whether it's really holding up the ceiling or not, but hidden, pushed up against the wall are these 3 things. If you were to accidentally bump into the pillar for some reason, all of the grenades would fall down at your feet. You easily disarm it without any problem, but you do see more of the pillars. None of them appear to have grenades, but about every 5 meters or so, there's one of these shabby, they're not even straight up and down pillars, covered in kind of totems, the symbol of the Goth clan. More cultures are perhaps represented, but the Goth is always at the top, and strange orcish runes throughout. Now I would like everyone to make a stealth check, and anyone, so Eshairr will need to make stealth. Everybody else makes stealth at +2 dice.
Okay, my character sheet isn't actually accurate. I up my stealth from 1 to 2.
Okay.
so we add 2 more stealth? 2 dice?
Yes.
So-
2 more dice.
Yeah.
So I have 7 dice.
That's including the wrath die, right?
Yes. You have to turn one of your die into the wrath die.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just making sure. 8.
Oh snap! Look at this beautiful 2 6s. over
I
here.
gotta spin a wrath.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll.
I'm seeing a
Yes.
lot of wrath coming across
Yeah.
the table.
Wait, what's the success?
Spin a
4
3
plus.
is the success
4
you're looking
plus.
for.
Oh, is it 3?
Oh, you rolled a
I-
1 on your
No,
wrath
fours.
die.
Fours.
Yeah, I need to get rid of that 1.
4, 5, 6.
That's better.
So I've got. What is it?
I mean, for sure, none of you
I have
have
4
that
successes.
1 on the. Wow,
Oh.
Sid! Holy cow!
Ninja vanished.
Yeah, that worked.
I've
Keep in
got.
mind, you can still succeed with the 1 on the wrath
Yeah.
dice. This means you get a complication.
I've got what?
Well,
6
he re-rolled the wrath
successes.
die after.
6 successes, and then a 6 on the wrath, and then another 6.
Okay, so each of you needs 3 successes. So several of you can upshift.
Yeah.
I
So
have 4.
success is 4 and up, right?
Yes.
Yeah. 4 plus.
So I'm going to offer you 2
6
options.
counts as 2.
You can upshift,
I have
and each one
9.
you upshift, you can take a glory, or you can move 1 meter closer. I'm going to show you what you are approaching so that you know whether you would like to take that. As you sneak forward, you find yourselves entering into a larger area that seems to have become a
I've got 10.
farm. There are several Gretchens, smaller orcs, wandering around. They have only the crudest of weaponry, and they are escorting tiny creatures called squigs. They're basically like orcish pigs. They're taking the squigs. You could see one of them is like having a squig poop over something. Other squigs are like mucking through stuff. Another Gretchen is like slicing a squig open and carving it for butchering. just from where you're standing, Eshairr, you can hear one of them go, "Aye, why don't we ever go with that, that blood guy, Corn? It seems like he's got the right head on his shoulders, what with all the fighting all the time." One of the other Gretchens goes, "Don't let the war boss catch you saying that. That's not particularly orky. Get your head straight." So
can I vocalize what I see
yes,
to the others
you guys can make a
without
choice now. You can turn every upshift either into another meter crawling forward without being detected, or you can turn it into a point of glory.
How many successes did we need?
3.
Okay, so I've got 6 extras. So
You can upshift 4,
I also have.
or you can upshift 3 at most.
3. I'm just going to turn all 3 of them into glory.
Can you turn more than 1 into glory at any time?
Yeah, we have a maximum. We can't have more glory in the group pool than twice the number of players.
Okay, all right. So here's 3.
I think maybe between Sid and I, we've already done that. Then.
How many are you upshifting? 3?
Yeah, I've got.
Well, you can only upshift 2 because you've only got 2.
Well, okay, 2. Yeah, then 2 then.
Okay. Motherfuckers. Oh no, what about you? You don't have anything to upshift.
No, I just passed.
James?
I'll just go 1 meter forward and 1 more glory for the group.
Excellent. You're now at 6 glory, which is a good place to start out the session.
Yeah.
All right. At this point, you are all still unnoticed. What would you like to do?
I'll stop, and I'll try to signal to the others to move forward quietly, and I'll probably draw my pistol as well.
Okay.
I'll move forward as close as possible.
All right.
Is it 1 meter per inch, or
Yes. You don't use inches. Just use the
Use a ruler.
Yeah.
Or
use the grid instead of the ruler.
Oh, you use the grid instead of the ruler.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
each square is 1 meter.
Yeah. I think it translates to being about 2 inches, but I didn't try to go for exactness.
Yeah.
Can I notice any other possible pathways or maybe where they frequently come in and out of?
I'm gonna make
Yes,
sure I
sir.
stay pressed
Yeah.
up against the wall.
Go ahead and make an awareness check.
8 dice. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, two, three,
It's like
4, 5,
6
6.
successes. Would you like to upshift 1 to notice something extra?
Yes.
All right, so there's a lot of traffic. I'm going to draw on this, and then I'm going to have to delete it in a minute, but don't worry about it. There's a lot of traffic going in this direction, here. A lot of traffic in these directions. But there is a particularly, this is your glory, or this is your upshift. Over here, there's a particularly large set of tracks that come out, they head into the central area, and then they head back. We're talking feet twice the size of anyone else in the area.
Yeah, but that'd make them like what, normal sized?
And Gretchen are pretty small.
Just to be clear, the tracks that you're seeing are orcish size, not Gretchen. The Gretchen tracks seem to be lost in everybody else's motion.
Right.
By the way, there's no bomb squigs here, are there? Or attack squigs?
Yeah, those aren't attacks. They're regular squigs. I just couldn't find a regular squig.
There'd be no possible way of sneaking in there. Right?
Which is more
without
dangerous, the
detecting.
squigs or the Gretchens?
The squigs will rush forward. They
The
try to
Gret-
overwhelm.
The Gretchen should probably be the priority because they can alert something bigger.
Oh,
The squigs are just animals. Attack animals, but they're just animals.
Right. Or livestock, essentially.
But yeah, they're.
Does it seem like they're just looking all about throughout?
Well, you know, they are moving the muck around, and sometimes they like pull back with a rake, and you can see like a green arm, and one of the Gretchens will like poke it and be like, "He's not ready," and then like muck back over it.
Say relatively would want to sneak in if we could, but I don't know if it's possible in this situation.
Well,
What's the light condition?
it's almost totally dark in here. Every one of these little pillars that they've set up to ostensibly hold up the ceiling have a kind of radiant glow to them around the golf symbol for their culture. But it is still fairly dark. Now, you all have like move forward more or less, and you spent some time kneeling, speaking with each other. It's around this time that one of the Gretchens moves in your direction and goes, "Hey! There's humans over here and a space marine!" All of the Gretchens immediately begin running over to pick up their squeak.
That's our cue.
And I open fire.
Yeah, open fire.
Okay, well, I'd say let's roll initiative, except that's not a thing in this. Instead, you all get first.
Well, PC goes first, yeah.
Yeah.
So can I?
Sid called it first.
Yeah.
So
I'm
just
gonna
be clear, these
fire
guys are all
attack.
running around and like picking up squigs, and they're panicked. There's lots of screaming. When one of them says "Space Marine," all of them begin saying "Space Marine."
I'm gonna fire at this one back here.
Sure. Go ahead. Make your ballistics. Note that there is a distance of more than 10 meters between you. Actually, yours is more like 15 to 20.
Well, I have a range of 48. So
5, 10. Making sure. That's 16 meters.
Yep.
Okay.
should be no problem. I have 48 meter range. So hot shot volley gun.
Don't forget to add the dice for rapid fire because you're within half your maximum distance.
He's using the volley gun, not the last.
I'm using the volley gun, not the last gun.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
But I will salvo it.
It is a heavy weapon.
Hmm?
So,
feel
you
like
have the strength
that's-
required to use it. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You are going to salvo it, and let me see here. I just
That means emptying a whole clip into one Gretchen.
yeah,
Probably.
he's spending a reload to gain a number of bonus dice to your attack roll equal to weapon salvo rating.
I think that's unnecessary for one Gretchen.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do it, man.
Sends
a
message.
You know, you sometimes you got to do that. Was it Tony Montana? You just gotta just spray. You know,
What, fire
blast.
800 rounds from your N16?
exactly.
Yeah.
It
It's
costs
called shocking.
$200,000 to fire
Which one
this
you guys
gun for 10 seconds.
Which one are you shooting at, Sid? The one in the farther back, or the one in the front?
I think he said the one in the back.
Yeah, the one in the back.
Okay,
Okay,
make your
go ahead.
roll. You add 2 dice to it.
Plus an extra dice for
salvo.
being at close
no, you add
range.
4 dice to it.
And then
Plus your
One more.
ballistic skill.
and
6.
what's a success again?
4
Well,
up.
I'll let you know.
4 up.
So instead of counting squares every time, each one of these squares seems to be like 1.9 meter and some change.
Yeah, it's like
5 successes with 3. Well, really 8 successes with 3 upshifts.
5. It's 5 plus 6. You have 11 successes. The exalted.
For a single fucking Gretchen.
Would you like to upshift any for damage?
Yeah.
All of them?
Can I get a personal glory or wrath back?
I think
Only group glory.
I feel like I will give you a wrath just for going all out like this. I'll give you a free wrath just because this is fucking insane.
this poor little Gretchen is going to be red mist.
Yeah, upshift everything into damage.
And sorry, did you say you can only add 1 to glory?
I think we
I
only
think-
have one more.
A total of 8 would be our maximum.
Yeah, so you could upshift 2 more, and then give 1.
Okay, well, let's do that.
Okay. 3. So you're rolling 10 plus 1 die, 2 dice, because you upshifted.
3, 6, 9, 10. So we get these two out.
That's not, no, you deal 10 plus 2 dice worth.
Oh, 10 plus 2
Yeah,
dice.
you don't roll 10 dice.
These two guys.
And you'll need the rat die for the damage.
That's plus 3.
Plus 3?
So 13 with minus 2 AP. Look, you don't just kill this guy. You also kill the squig he's holding. Both of them are physically blasted back onto the wall, and there's just like a fine mist heading towards the ceiling from its boiling blood, but its flesh, the flesh of both of them has exploded against the wall. So there's like a whole thing going on. It's actually,
I feel like I'm just unloading for like a solid 5 or 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then the gun winds down once it runs dry, and everyone's just turned and look at me. So,
was that necessary?
You essentially have done the Cyril Figgis suppressing fire, and just it's just.
he said they were fungus. I hate mushrooms.
okay. So the squig closest to you.
I was going to say, we might want to interrupt because we've got so much freaking glory.
I was saying I was gonna want to interrupt.
Very well.
Can I axe someone and shoot someone else? Since I have a pistol and melee weapon. I don't know if that's
Do you have the 2-weapon fighting talent?
probably not. So never mind.
He doesn't.
I mean, I'm just gonna do the.
I mean, you can, but both actions will take a big penalty. That's all.
Yeah.
So
Really
What will
big
be the penalty?
Plus 2 for each additional one, I think.
yeah, increase. So what's the defense or the Gretchen?
Let's see here. Defense is
-5.
their defense is 1.
So you'd roll as many dice as the lowest pool between those two actions, and you're trying to hit a three successes.
Oh, I'll do that. Screw it.
Okay, so you're charging forward. You're gonna axe.
I want to axe this one, and
Okay.
I'll pistol shoot that Gretchen.
What are you gonna do about the squig?
Oh, is there a squig?
Yeah, each of the Gretchens right now is carrying a squig. I mean, it's fine. You could just let the squig go wild. Squigs Gone Wild is very popular among orcs. Not
No,
for the
I need
reason
to
that you
kill
think.
it. Yeah, I'll axe that one. I'll axe the Gretchen and then just finish off the squig
Okay.
with the pistol.
You hit a 3. Is that to hit each one, or is it to hit both of them? I'm relying on.
That's to hit. That's to hit both of them.
Okay.
Now I'll use my weapon skill or my ballistic or both.
Whichever
the
one's
lower of
lower.
the two.
Whichever one's lower.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay,
6
so my
in
weapon
range for you.
skill. 2, 3, 4.
I'm in the wrong place.
1, 2, 3, and I have a exalted for success. So I'll use that to bounce up. It's it for extra damage.
Okay. Let's talk about what your damage looks like for each one. Bolt pistol is going to be 10 plus 2 dice.
Okay. And do you read the extra die as a D3?
No, you read the... Yeah, you get plus 0, so it's just 10. And then your...
So how do you get the... Oh, so you need to get a 4 plus.
4, 5 would be 1, and 6 would be 2. Chain axe is 5 plus 2 dice.
Okay.
Don't forget the bolt pistol's brutal, so at 3 becomes a 4 for 1 extra damage.
Ah, okay. Works for me.
And you only get the extra dice on one of your attacks, so the other one would be 8 because you get to add your strength too, so it'll be 8 plus 2 extra dice on the chain axe.
Okay, so 8 plus 2.
Yep.
That's plus 3.
So 3.
3. Yep. So 11.
Both of them die completely, horribly. There's no chance. You run forward, slashing with one hand, shooting with the other, you know, doing some Avengers shit. These guys are torn apart by the savagery of your attack.
Yeah, that's right. Screw them mushrooms.
Okay, I'm gonna take my turn now, unless the
Yes, please kill all of them if you can.
Yeah, you can't interrupt twice, so you get to go.
7. But I get a glory back because. Okay, this guy goes running and screaming 1, 2, 3, 4 to the edge and goes, Space Marines! You guys are up.
All right.
I think we need to kill that one.
Let's see. Burwazer? Oh, yeah, no, I can do that. All right, so I'm gonna move up.
It's
Back here.
3 meters for.
Nah. I'm gonna take a pot shot at this guy.
Okay.
So,
You're 10 meters away.
yeah, I got well within range. So I'm at
For a bolt gun? Yeah.
yeah. So I'm rolling 9. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
3.
That's 2 successes. Not enough to hit with.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like to spend a glory, re-roll those failures.
Could you spin a wrath?
Yeah, spin a glory.
No, sorry.
You
I
got
think
lots of glory.
it's a rat that lets you re-roll everything.
Oh.
Glory is +1, or a critical. Yeah.
Wrath is re-roll all failed dice.
Want me to take
Yeah.
that for rat?
Yeah, go ahead.
Got it.
Yeah. So
Mine now.
just try this again.
That's good enough to hit.
Yeah.
So that's going to give you 4, 5, 6 successes.
Okay. So freaking bolt guns here.
And damage
Whichever
we're
one
looking
does. 10 plus 1.
at. 11 points of damage. He's dead.
Yeah.
He slides into the ground as bolter fire explodes. He's like, no! You know, it's like the worst Vietnam War movie you've ever seen. The squig goes sailing out of his hands, sliding in the mud. Live on, squig, live on! And then his face explodes.
Yeah, I was gonna say he probably doesn't even get a scream out because the bolt shell enters the body and then gets like halfway in and then detonates and just pulps.
No, he's
It's
good.
like,
He gets it out.
nah, okay. Willem Dafoe style.
Yeah.
Final platoon.
This squig and its partner run right off the battle maps. Space Marine.
Now, how are we supposed to stop to?
Wow, your movement
What's
is
this?
like
How?
10 meters?
8.
Wow. Yeah, you just trucked it across the battlefield.
And then I'll open up on this Gretchen here
Okay.
with my pistol. Actually, I'll declare 2 targets. So I'll shoot at both the Gretchen and the squig.
Okay.
Is movement our speed?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 6 on the.
Wrath die. So it's a hit with a shift for 2 extra dice and a wrath. Merciless strike. Target suffers 1 mortal wound.
Okay, he just dies.
Probably only has 1 wound.
Let's figure out about the squeak though.
Okay, so it takes 11 pen 3.
Oh no, it's dead. You blast through these guys. What are you using?
A shuriken pistol.
What is that? I don't know what Eldar
It's
shurikens
like a
are.
machine pistol, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a little. It's a little silent pistol which fires razor discs.
They're kind of like it's kind of like the cell launcher from like Unreal. They're
Okay.
really tiny.
So this guy is like picking this squig up. The squig is fighting him. He turns to look at you with a frightened look in his face. You just shuriken through one eye out the back of his head. The squig is like running over his dead body, and then the squig is, it's like a dartboard, just suddenly covered in shurikens everywhere. It hits the ground and stops moving after squealing for a bit. This guy's gonna go 1, 2.
Can we interrupt again?
Can if you want to spend some glory.
Well, no, because we've all acted, so we not until the next round of combat he gets to move everything else that hasn't acted yet.
Or at the start of the round, you hear, "Sounds like mate's back on the menu, boys." As a bunch of orc boys appear.
Before we get started with that, Arthur, since there's some people who said they're coming in late, can you tell them again why we're not
We are
fighting
not
the
doing the
Stomper?
Stomper battle. The Stomper is happening off screen, and it actually starts now that the boys have arrived.
Me and the boys.
And with the roar. And this wonderful knob appears behind all of the boys and sees the Space Marine and goes, "Space Marine." So, as the boys come rushing in through the side tunnels, the whole area shakes and you can hear explosions going everywhere. There's like this rending noise that's almost certainly the giant chain blade sword thing that the Stomper holds scratching against the ground in a huge wave. It is the start of the turn. It is y'all's go. Unless I want to see some initiative. But I think I'll let you guys go.
I'd like to either go first or after interrupt, only because I don't want to be charged in the middle of nowhere.
Do not want to be charged by this.
Go right ahead.
I think we want to interrupt as well, so that way if...
So you guys
if a
can go
grenade
and then interrupt again, if you'd like.
I don't know if a grenade would be enough to collapse like above.
How much strength do you have? A frag grenade shouldn't.
Frag grenade won't be, but you can make an interaction attack and try to attack one of the pillars that's holding up the ceiling.
Oh, I thought you were you talking about trying to or hoping that you don't collapse the ceiling?
I was wanting to see if we could maybe collapse some of the cave on top of the orc boys over there to maybe kill them.
Yeah, you can try to make an interaction attack to target the
pillar. I mean, you could
or
probably
if you use
do
an AoE attack, it'll automatically be caught.
You could probably do it with a bolt pistol. I mean, they are rocket propelled explosives, more or less.
Hold on. James, you want to go ahead and do your thing?
Well, I was probably going to attack that right-hand group unless you want to use explosives on that. That's all.
You can go ahead.
Okay. Move to there, then I'll shoot the two lead orcs on the right-hand side, Arthur.
You're right, not my right. Very well then.
Yep.
Two boys that are charging forward.
What's their base defense?
Their base defense is 3.
3. So I need a 5. A few ones there. I'm going to spend a wrath to reroll failed dice, only because I want to try and get a 6 to shift.
I'll take your wrath from you.
Okay, that's enough to shift to get the penetration quality.
Okay.
So both
5.
lead orcs will take... just 10, pen 3 each.
Okay. Yeah, you blast both of them and they die instant. Well, let me double check. So, armor is... Resilience is 10, 2 armor. Penetration is going to let you bypass that armor?
Yes.
Yeah, so they'll still get their full resilience without armor.
So that's...
Which
8.
10 minus 10 is 0.
Well, without armor is 8.
Oh.
Right? Because resilience is...
On monster sheets, it already includes the armor factored in.
Yes, exactly. So it's 8. Your shot will kill both of them. You blast both of the lead orcs. The boys are just like, ah! The ones behind them are just screaming, "Get stuck in, lads!"
I think we could interrupt.
Gonna spend a glory?
Maybe if we could someone to close enough to chuck a grenade at the group with the knob in it.
You're muted, Atomic.
So our grenades are strength times 4 meters. So I've got a strength of 5. I could heat a grenade from where I am already, or I could move a little bit and do it.
I mean, if you can heave a grenade over there, then from where you are, that's...
If you get within 10 meters, it's +1 to hit because it's close range. +1
I
dice.
assume grenades go off. I mean, what would it go off? Ballistic skill or athletics?
Yeah, that's ballistic skill.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll spend a glory
So
to.
just to be clear, you're not going to hit everybody there. You'll hit 3 targets because it's a medium blast weapon.
There's no pillar there.
There is a pillar there. You can choose that to be one of the targets.
I mean, I'm going for the orcs. If it hits a pillar, it hits a pillar.
Okay.
So let's see. I just re-rolled everything I rolled last time. How convenient.
Did we throw over a glory? 5, 6. Yeah,
I did.
Okay.
I took it out.
Okay.
Okay, good.
All right.
I cackled while I did it too. So there's an unfortunately large number. And you get a Wrath card.
Yay! And because I get what is it, Angel of Death, because I'm Space Marine, right?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I
you
did
you
it
get
last
draw
one.
2 wrath cards and
I
pick
get
the one he
2.
wants to use.
Okay. You drew headshot. Target suffers 1d3 wounds and is staggered.
Well, where's the other? I get 2, and you get to pick from them.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's what Angel of Death does.
That
Yeah.
one does look tasty though.
Although I do like the idea of just like beating him in the face with a hand grenade.
Merciless strike. 1 mortal wound.
Okay, well I think
Well, I mean that one. Well, that's 1d3 wound. I mean, mortal wounds guaranteed, staggered. I'll just go with the headshot one, just because
So it only
uses
applies
them.
to one of the targets.
Yes.
That's.
So let's start by picking which target you'd like to, because there's a lot of
Okay.
targets here. There's 4
Does
boys,
the
there's
knob-
a knob, there's a tack swig, there's a pillar
All right.
that's not pictured on the map, but assume that every square can have one.
So I can only hit 3.
You can pick 3.
I'll pick 3.
does the knob have a weapon?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he's got a. Well, I also assume he probably has more
The
armor
knob
too.
is carrying a shooter and a big chopper.
We'll go for these 3 guys here in the front because it might. Yeah.
All right, which one would you like to apply your critical to?
We'll go for this lad right here with the stub pistol or whatever.
Very well. Let's talk about rolling for damage.
Yeah. So it's
10 plus
Plus
1.
1.
You want to upshift any? You can upshift on 2. Pick up 2 more damage dice.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
And then I gotta roll 1d3 for the card. So this is
That's
5.
3.
This is 3.
So
It's
you're
a 3.
gonna suffer 3 wounds outright. He's dead before you even roll.
Okay. And then you can have your cards back.
I don't know where my cards went.
Put them there in the middle.
Very well. Carded. Where'd that one that we drew earlier go? Oh, there he is. Merciless strike. All right.
Oh,
Let me get myself together. You're doing 10 plus 3 dice for damage.
yes.
Oh man, the power of your dice.
Math is hard.
You need 2 more dice.
I do. But I have
You're not rolling 10 dice. You're rolling 10. You're rolling 3 dice. You deal 10
Oh.
damage plus 3 dice's worth. There we go. That's the problem.
I got you.
I was wondering why you were assembling so many dice.
This is what happens when you 2 hours of sleep.
11. Okay, so with their resilience of 10, that means they're all going to take 1 wound. They also die. So you toss this grenade, it lands directly in front of the 3 of them. The 4th guy in the back holds short and like puts his hand on the knob's chest, and the knob's just like, "What you doing?" And the 3 guys in the front go, "Ah!" and fly backwards. One of them gets their choppa stuck in the ceiling with just their arm holding onto it. That's the guy you critical on. His head is gone. Now it's my turn, friends, and I am going to move this unit of boys full. 6. 6. And then they are going to collectively open fire on the Spice Marine in their
Great.
They're actually going to throw a salvo of stick bombs. So all of them are chucking stick bombs at the same time. Grenades are landing all around, and this is going to be close enough to pick up the Acolyte in the process as well, and I think the Ranger. So Kalrak, Eshairr, and Lycus are all getting stick bomb barraged.
See why I didn't run out into the middle of the chamber?
They have a ballistic skill of 4. What is the defense of each of you?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
for
actually
me.
Kalrak's defense that I need to worry about.
Bits.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Oh, okay, I have a
2.
defense of 3.
I don't know why mine's 2. It should be higher
2.
than that,
All
I
right.
think.
I have 4 dice. I need 2.
Defense is initiative -1.
Oh, I have 3.
What's the source of the player's images? Bearded Jalopno made those. I got 2. Okay. No extras, no nothing. Oh, I actually get a couple more dice. I get 3 more dice because 3 people are helping. You just get those in there. Sorry, this is how troops work. I just extra dudes give, and there we go.
Is there any way we can interfere with this?
No. You listen, you've been interfering the whole time, okay? If I'm back here with the secret plans, you guys have interfered with so many plans already. I'm like down half of my orcs already. What did you? Can we interfere with it? How about you kill them a little slower, Sid? How about that? All right, I'm upshifting.
All right, kill them faster. That's what I'm hearing.
1 additional. Stick bomb is 7 plus 1, so I'm rolling 2 dice. 24 meter range. It's actually within half. I don't. Dice. Okay. 7. 3. That's 10 damage to each.
Like, is it 10?
10. What's your
So
resilience?
I have resilience of 7.
Okay, so you'll take
your
armor. Would you like to take 3 wounds, or do you want to convert any of it into shock?
I'm going to try and soak.
Okay. Yep.
How can you soak?
So you roll your soak pool. It costs you 1 shock plus 1 per point you convert. So I roll 3 dice for my soak value. So I
Okay.
convert 1, so I take 2 wounds and 2 shock.
All right, so if I have a resilience of 6 plus 4 armor.
You have 10, so you don't take any damage.
Okay.
All right, so I need
You
to.
do not have any AP, so no penetration.
Going to try to soak. 1, 2, 3 successes.
Okay, so
If it's
you
equal, it still deals 1 shock, by the way, Arthur.
Okay, so
Yes.
I take 1 shock then.
So I just take a shock. Or do
No,
I
you'll take 4 shock and 0 wounds.
Okay.
You take 1 shock for attempting it, and then all 3 successes mean the 3 damage you would take is converted into shock.
What? Don't you pass out a certain amount of shock?
Yes, your shock is 6. If you pass that, you become exhausted. You can recover from shock on your turn. I think you can recover from like a D3 shock from taking a breather. I highly suggest you have the combat section of.
You can spend Wrath to recover shock. It's on the
There
back
it
of your
is.
sheet.
Yes.
Okay. That's correct.
Wrath allows you to
1d3 plus
1d3
1.
plus 1. That's what it is. Yep. Okay, so that's them. They throw a bunch of stick bombs, basically like orcish pipe bombs, into the 3 of you. The Space Marine just walks it off, and the one guy's just like shouting, "Looks like mate's back on the menu." In the process, Lycus is just like, "Ah!" He gets blasted pretty good.
You
and
bloody bastards!
Eshairr out of everybody takes a little bit of damage from pipe trap. Goes back to you guys.
I think I'll go. And I'm going to. I can declare 2 targets, right?
Yes, you can declare as many targets as you want.
That's tempting me to declare 4 targets.
Yeah, you can. The difficulty 3, 5, 7, 9 to hit them.
I mean,
Okay,
I would just focus on getting guaranteed kills. Just ensure that you hit and kill instead of trying to hit a bunch of dudes.
So I think at least 2 targets is what I should
Okay,
declare.
that's a 5.
So
Plus
5.
2.
I have 7 die. Are they within rapid fire range?
What's your range?
Range.
It's half of that, right?
Range is 40 meters, so
Easily. Yeah, they're within 7.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, each of the blocks is like 1.9 and some change meters, so you can just use the ruler and just divide by 2 more or less for Sort of
8, 9.
count.
So I'll have rolled 9 dice. Some blitz skill 7. Oh, that's not great. I'm just gonna spin a rat to reroll that.
Yeah,
Wrath.
that's a good call.
That's a lot of dice though I got.
Get stuck in. Wow. What?
Wow, I'm not the only one.
Okay, gonna go ahead and draw.
I wish I
this.
declared all 4 targets.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing: if you would have done that, you would have gotten nothing. That's just how that works. It's just
You got
Yeah.
So they count as a mob, do they?
What?
Do they count as a mob?
Yeah, they're a troop mob.
So when you attack a mob, you only attack 1 target, but every additional 2 successes after the defense is 1 more guy hit.
Okay, well,
Oh.
then you're hitting a lot of
Yeah.
guys.
okay.
So you are hitting all of them.
All right, that makes me feel so much better.
That's a lot like the
But to hit
So-
all of them is gonna be
old style, the FFG ones,
5,
degrees of success
7,
stuff.
Overpowering shock. Target suffers 1d6 shock
9.
and is staggered.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can upshift 3 for damage, but you're gonna hit everybody anyway.
Can I also add glory?
Yeah, you could add 2 points of glory. You could add 3 points of glory instead. No damage upshifts.
I think I'll do 2 damage and 1 glory.
Okay, there you go. So roll 1d6 shock for your critical.
3 shock.
Okay, 3 of them die just from the outright savageness of your attack before any damage is done. They see you coming and you just start blasting and they're like, ah! The orcs fly sideways by the force of your attack.
And then I need to roll 10 plus 3 die.
Yep.
No, you got for your damage,
Yes.
your bolt pistol,
Yes.
Yeah, so 10 plus 3 die.
one die plus 2.
Yeah.
Wow.
15.
That becomes 3 6s because of the brutal quality too.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. He's absolutely just fucking mauled. This whole troop of boys is charging forward. They toss some grenades. You duck down to get out of it, and you come back up, and you're just like, never again. Blah, 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 blah. They all get mowed down horribly.
Can I still move or is that my turn?
You still have a movement.
You can move
Okay,
here.
back up. 2, 3, 4.
So this orc boy like sees what's happening. He turns to run, and the knob is standing in front of him and pushes him with the axe and says, "Get stuck in, lads." So he charges forward. 1, 2, 4, and then he is going to throw a stick bomb at the scout again to splash all 3 of you. Space Marines.
I should have stepped back one more.
Well, it's gonna. I don't think we
Your
could
defense
interrupt.
is still 2.
Still the same, yeah.
All right, so he's throwing 4 dice, no extras. 1, 2, 4. That's a hit. 4 successes, no upshift. Good enough for me. Stick bomb is 7 plus 1. So he's gonna catch all of you for 7 damage, which I think is not.
Just
Resilience soaks it up.
Everybody
yeah.
soaks.
but you still take a point of
You
shock,
take 1
don't you?
point of shock.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take a point of shock as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just eat it.
It lands in between the 3 of you and explodes near the ceiling. You get some mud fall down on you. The cavern shakes a little bit. Yeah, it's surprising, but not enough to hurt. Not for people as good as you. You guys are up again. For anyone that hasn't acted yet.
I'm gonna blast. I'm gonna blast this guy.
Which
Right.
guy?
Isn't this the same round you threw the grenade?
Or is this the same
that
round?
was the other guys that threw the grenade over here. These guys.
No. But
No.
when atomic threw a grenade when they first arrived. This is still the same when they arrived.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's only Sid hasn't acted this round.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a new round. Never mind.
Sid is in a tough quality to hit anybody. I think.
Yeah,
I don't think you can see
I'm
anybody.
out of line of sight.
Yeah, so all you see is grenades going off all over the place, laser fire, shurikens, and you're just like, what's going on up there?
the wump of rocket-propelled munitions.
Here.
That's going to give you a clear shot at this guy and possibly the...
Yeah. And does it take a full action to reload? Or
I think it does for a heavy weapon, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you move, you can move and reload, but that's it.
Yeah.
Or you
can
can
I just
you can
grab
still shoot,
my
but it's
las
plus
gun?
2 difficulty.
You're switching from your volley to your las.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's see. Does that Knobs is he just a melee?
No, he has a big shooter. Let me double check that. He has a regular shooter.
All right. Well, I'm going to shoot the Knobs then,
Very well.
which is still less than half my range. This is a rapid fire. So that gives me +1, or what? Rapid fire gives me +1
For
die.
every level of rapid fire you have. But what's the rapid fire on the weapon?
So 1.
Okay.
Does the las gun not have any minus AP?
No. Well, wait, you have a hotshot las gun though, don't you?
Yeah, it's -2.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's AP2.
You sure? It's not listed on the thing.
It's
It's got the penetrating quality, I believe, doesn't it?
rapid fire and
Rapid fire,
steadfast. There's no
steadfast.
penetrating.
I guess I didn't carry that over. Interesting. Kind of. What's the point of having a Hellcat?
All right, so the rapid fire gives me 7, and then I can salvo that for 2 more, right?
I'm
Yeah.
just looking at hot
Go
chocolate
hard,
guns. By
boys.
the way, they do have -2. That must be missing off Sid's sheet.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
They got -2 AP.
Yeah, you're gonna salvo. Add 2 more dice to this throw. Then.
See, so that's 9 dice. 2.
I love the
4.
idea that you have big straps on your weapons, so you literally just take your
I
heavy
just have
weapon
one
and
on
slide
each
up
hip.
behind you, pull the other one up by your hip, and you're just spraying constantly. If you've ever watched the show Community, the paintball episode where Chang walks in.
Ooh.
I'm just praying until the boss appears. He's out of ammunition. He just puts it
Or,
on.
yeah.
And runs
I
in.
think you might want to spin a
That's
wrath.
4 successes. That's enough to hit, but that's it.
I'm going to spin a wrath die to reroll my failures.
Okay.
Can you not reroll the wrath die?
Yeah, you reroll
Yeah.
the rat die when you reroll everything.
Okay. Well, I was
Obviously,
saying if you could choose not to.
the Scala did not teach
There we
Antipho
go.
the fire discipline and how it works.
So there's 4 more successes.
You can upshift the 6
1.
for damage or for glory.
I'll upshift the 1 for damage.
Okay.
So
So
that-
you're penetrating 2 armor, and you're rolling 7 plus 2 dice.
Remember too, Pondo, his weapon's steadfast, so he rolls a 1, he could ignore it the first time in combat on his wrath dice.
Oh, okay. So that's what. Okay.
so just 7.
Nothing.
All right. -2 does not defeat the whole armor. Resilience is 10. You deal enough damage to force him to soak 1, or take 1 shock. So let me just generate a nice little die here.
Well, that gun sucks.
It couldn't just be that this
it's
guy's
it's
good.
it's the las gun's fault.
Yeah.
Hey, Arthur, you're about halfway off of your.
I know.
in the
I know. I
origin
keep
book.
moving over to the side. It's
I just give up and move the camera because I always slouch down in my mature.
well, I'm just moving around a lot tonight. I got the new setup, so okay.
It's exciting.
Udell and his shock is 10, so he's in
So
shock.
here's a question for you, James. Because is it the Hellgun in this game? Is that the one with the power pack, or is it just eat ammo more? Or like
Yeah,
fast?
I mean, look, it still has a power pack, but reloads in this game are more of a concept than a specific count, you know,
Yes.
so...
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if there was like what was the benefit of having the because in the obviously the old systems there was you ignored like jamming, right? Because you're not actually reloading the thing. I didn't know if there was a benefit to
Well, it's got the
Yeah.
steadfast quality, so it ignores the first combat
Okay.
complication.
Okay. Yeah.
1, 3, 5, 6. Let's go ahead and do their turn. The troop mob of orcs are running in towards Eshairr. They see the Space Marine and go, "Space Marine!" and begin throwing stick bombs.
Jesus Christ with the stick bombs.
So they have a ballistics of 4 with +1 guy, makes it 5. I need to hit 2.
Yep.
Let's not suck.
On Wednesdays it's arrows, and Saturdays it's hand grenades.
Damage is 7 + 1, 0 AP.
So they've rolled a total of 2 to hit. Is that right?
Yes.
Or 3 to hit?
2.
2 to hit. Okay. I'll use the go to ground from a blast. So effectively, I lose my next turn to replace my defense with the defense. So I effectively my defense is 3 right now. So it misses me.
Very
Still
well.
hits the Space Marine.
Space Marine and Lycus take 8.
Nothing.
So
I took one shot.
you take another shock. Would you like to soak, or do you want to take 1 wound?
I
Your
got it.
choice-
So
Okay, so I want to point out, if you soak, you're going to take 1 and possibly a second. It's either 1 wound or 1 wound, 1 shock, or 2 shock. One of these options is much better than the rest, I feel.
I think
Because
I
if you hit 6 shock, you're going to fall over unconscious. You're currently at 4, correct?
No, I think I'm at 5. Oh, why am I at 6?
If you're at 5, then if you initiate this shock, you immediately fall over no matter what happens.
So if I just took the wound, I'd just take 1 wound, correct?
Yes. That's all it would be for you.
I think I'll just take the 1
I
wound.
feel like taking 1 wound is the best choice here for you.
Yeah.
Don't let me beat you over the head with it, though. If you want to fall unconscious in the middle of the battlefield, please do.
No, it's not.
Remember,
wise.
if you've got any wounds, though, you're at +1 difficulty roll actions.
That is true.
But if you're unconscious, you can't make difficulty roll actions.
Well, he can use Wrath to bring himself back awake. He's not unconscious exactly, he's just kind of out of it.
Well, I don't have any more wrath. That's my issue.
You can use a Medicaid test as well to heal wounds once per scene.
I might do that.
I have no Medicaid. Crap.
I do. I have everything almost.
What we need is a biologist.
I wouldn't think that you would be into that.
Well, not for me.
I see.
Asking for a friend.
James, what's the run action? Is it 2 or is it 4 times the amount of
Into
movement?
2
Movement.
times.
Yeah,
Okay, I
double.
think I'm going to spend a ruin to run. Can only do it once per turn, so I'm gonna 1, 2. Space Marine. Spending 1 of my precious 4 ruins in order to run and still make an attack. This knob moves right up to the scout and whips out his big chopper.
Great.
Weapon skill is 8. Your defense is still 2.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's no subtlety here. It's literally a overhand tomahawk shoof. Do I get a wrath thing where I can spend a ruin to reroll all my failures? Well, I have to just eat that shit, right? Fucking eat this critical failure on. At least I hit, but
Did you only need it 2? I guess you only needed 2.
yeah, I just combat complicationed myself. Let me go find the combat complications chart and figure out how badly I get fucked.
Yeah, actually.
Accidentally pull the pin on a grenade while they're
132.
throwing what they have in their hands.
There's cards. There's combat complication cards on the table.
Oh, there are. That's right, because you set them all up. I shall draw it. My combat complication is weapon malfunction. The current weapon has a spectacular malfunction.
It's a dud.
Draw again if the weapon does not malfunction because it's a melee. Bloop. Blinded. The character's attack causes me blinded. Blah, 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 blah. This condition lasts until the end of round. Okay. Alright, so that's probably going to add to some sort of horribleness. Blinded condition. Probably means that next round I'm going to get horribly fucked. They increase the difficulty test for anything. So does that mean this test fails? It gives a +4?
No, this is a result of the.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
that,
so next
maybe
round I have a +4 to
wall.
hit. Wow,
Yeah.
that's really bad. Well, the good news is at least I hit. Okay. Big choppas do 12 plus 2. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. Okay, so it's 14 damage, AP minus 1. 14 damage, AP minus 1, Mr. Space Marine.
All right, I got resilience 10. Well, 6 resilience, 4 armor, so 10, and then so that's
Then your armor drops to what? 3?
yeah.
6 is
Yeah,
because
so you'll take 5 wounds unless you soak.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to soak.
Welcome to the soak team, bro.
Yeah.
So I think it's 5 dice for you. I think soak.
Yeah.
Soak 4.
So 1 wound and
5.
5 shock.
You knock yourself out in the process.
Great.
You don't have to. So you can choose to not soak some of those wounds to keep yourself above.
Yeah.
So you can take 2 wounds and 4 shock.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You hear at the end of the round another set of enormous explosions. It sounds like the battle up top is going pretty poorly for somebody at the very least. You're maybe a few meters beneath the surface, but you can feel the sonic booms as jets overhead or whatever Valkyries are blast past, dropping a bombing wave over the Stampa. As this happens, a enormous orc begins clawing his way forward out of the tunnel.
Better not blow up my tank.
And he looks around and goes, "Looks like meat's back on the menu, boy." So he's arriving this turn. He does not have a turn this round. He is present if you would like to shoot him, however. It's the beginning of the round. I'm going to spend a ruin point to preempt you and act first.
Can we preempt for preempt?
You want to spend a glory to counter that?
No, you can't. You can't.
Uh,
But it depends. He's got to spend more glory, more ruin depending on what he's preempting with, though.
Then up.
Yeah, which is a elite
Adversary.
adversary. Yeah, so it's adversary is 3 ruin.
I will spend none of my ruin, and you can have your turn, sir.
All right. Is anybody gonna object to me blasting this thing in the face?
You can or I can. If you want to do it, then I'll save what I'm going to do.
Well,
Blast away.
I also have a rapid fire 2 on mine.
Blast
So
away.
you're engaged right now, Mr. Space Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a melee.
So you can use a pistol weapon.
Yes.
Well, fuck.
Can I shoot at his knob?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and go. I'll take care of your knob. So what I'm going to do.
Just don't get a combat complication because you might hit him.
When using
So
a ranged
I'm-
attack against a target who is engaged in melee, there is a chance things go awry. If the wrath die is 1, a ranged attack is made against a random target rather than the chosen target. So if you won this, there's a 50-50 chance you'll shoot Kalrak instead.
Right.
So
I'm
you're
going
like,
to-
that's fine, I'm okay with that.
So I'm going to use my glory card, the Perfidious Eldar. to add
-2.
to.
What
Is it
skill?
minus?
Yes,
it minus
this is for
2D or-
everybody. This is
Add
for-
2D?
Yes, it's take away 2 dice from one skill. You could say -2 to all weapons tests for the rest of the round. -2 to all ballistic tests. It would be for everyone at the table.
Oh, that's not as good as I thought it would be.
That's pretty good.
Well, if you don't intend to be engaging in weapons tests, doing
Yeah, I want to do -2 to weapons test.
Okay. I get a ruin.
It's not as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be add add to, but you know that works out too. I'm going to salvo, and I have rapid fire as well with my bolter pistol at the knob there.
Okay.
Don't miss.
So is it?
It's
plus
not the
one to
missing,
my
it's the rolling of 1 that's going to be a problem.
Let's see. Well, your total for your ballistic skill is 7.
Well, it's not the total, is it? What is the number I need to get?
You're shooting at the knob.
Yes.
His defense is 3.
So I need to get a 4.
Plus 1 dice as well for being in short range.
Yep.
Yeah.
And plus 2 for salvo.
7, 9, 11, 12.
10, 11, 12. This is a lot of dice.
Oh, it's not a 1 on the.
Okay, that's good numbers though.
So you can shift 3 dice, looks like.
I will shift those 3 dice.
Oh, no, it's only got difficulty of 3, so you can actually shift all 4 dice.
Yeah.
I will. Do we need glory at all?
You have a huge pile of glory. That's
3, 4, 5,
basically-
6, 7. We're 1 off.
Honestly,
of
I
max.
feel like it
Nah.
would be
Kill him.
Okay, well I'll just shift
extremely
them all
wise.
to 4.
Annihilate.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should very much
Look it up.
consider spending a point of glory during your turn
Yes.
in order to recover wrath to recover shock. Oh, you don't have any glory or wrath left.
Yeah, I don't have any wrath.
Wow, that's
But
really
I
bad
can
for
use
you.
glory to get wrath.
No.
No, you got to roleplay to get Wrath.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you just toss your
And-
sheet right through the ground?
Yeah. Right.
Did
there.
I?
I
How
got
did I
rid
do?
of the. I got rid of the floor too. So
It's okay.
remember
It
that
appeared
fucking
on-
floor, man.
All right, so I add 4 more dice to my damage pool.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm rolling 5.
And
extra die.
remember to add 1 to the result of every dice because it's brutal.
Right.
Wow,
So keep this
Wow.
over here.
I don't like this.
It's
2
1,
sixes.
2.
So it's
4,
actually
6,
6,
2
6,
fours.
4, 4.
Yeah, plus 6. Yeah.
That's, yep.
There's 16.
16? Does it have armor piercing?
It does not.
Okay. So my resilience is 12. So I need 4. I'm going to soak. For sure. 100% soak.
Costs a ruin to soak for a GM.
Oh. Yeah, I'll do it anyway. I need it.
I did add you 1, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, it works for me. Okay. I have a soak of 6. 1, 6. I probably need to get that chart of what I need to spend ruin to do. Still new to the system. Oh, this was garbage.
So you get 2 wounds.
How much damage do you deal? 4. I could soak 3 with 2. Yes. Okay, so 3 brings me down to 6. And 2 wounds is 7 out of 9. See if I got a D12 here.
A lot of wounds.
Look, I'm an orc. What do you want from me, man? 7. This was the
So
first.
plus 1 difficulty on all actions.
Yes, this is the first action of the second round of combat. We are actually going to take our midway break right here. When we come back, I'll be going unless the players spend a point of glory, which they I can pretty much guarantee that they will. I can't even begin to tell you how much they don't want that Space Marine to get hit by another axe attack.
Yeah, no kidding.
Now is a great time to mention that there are other wonderful Warhammer shows that you could watch. If you haven't seen It Me JP's Dark Heresy game yet, that's always a good one to start with. There is another Wrath&Glory game that's ongoing right now. Margaret Crone is running Unsung Fury. They're only doing the Wrath&Glory. They're not doing the tabletop like us, but Margaret Crone's on the show. Friend of the show, Eric Vulgaris, is also on the show. So if you don't have enough to watch during the week, or you just like the system in general or the universe in general, consider checking that kind of stuff out. We'll be back in about 8 minutes for the second half. Stick around. Swish. Oh, that's right. There actually are fire noises. I don't have to do that. Okay.